Your company, President Barack Obama needs fast-track authority to be able to negotiate the Trans-Pacific Partnership on behalf of the United States without having to run every single detail past Congress. Well, a few days ago, the chance of that happening looked completely dead in the water, but now the Senate is on the verge of giving him that permission. This breathes new life into the controversial TPP deal. With me now is Trade Minister Tim Groser. Tim, good morning to you. Thanks for your time.
Good morning, Paul.
This must be pretty exciting for you, because I got the feeling that a few days ago you'd all but given up hope that this would ever be passed, certainly in the next few years, and yet there has been a change of heart with a handsome vote, 60 to 37, so this now will probably go through.
I think it will probably go through. And I was listening to your comments, Paul, and I want to tell you a true story. You talked about sweating on this for years and years. It is literally true that in 1984, when I was then Foreign Policy Advisor to David Longing, just after the change of government, I managed to persuade David to have a go at starting an FTA with the United States. And we did. Yeah. Now, the dispute we then had over the ANZUS thing scuttled that. But we've been trying, under various Labour and national governments, to get this deal done literally for 30 years. I mean, I know for the media it's a problem. It's like watching paint dry. But, you know,
it's not even that Tim, people, sorry, I'm not going to let you oversell it. It's not even that interesting.
It's not even as interesting as paint drying. And I used to say to people, if you're into instant gratification, don't even think of becoming a trade negotiator. But look, I think it's on the verge now of coming through, and then it'll be on for all money, and it will be one hell of a ride over the next few weeks, if that proves to be correct.
Now, the reason it will be one hell of a ride over the next few weeks is that President Obama desperately needs a win in terms of world trade, in terms of global policy. He really hasn't had a decent one. He sees this as a bit of a legacy issue. But for this to work, it's got to happen very quickly, hasn't it?
Correct. I mean, I just simply am staggered by the loss of support in the US Democratic Party for pro-trade policies. But the president's put his reputation on the line, and it looks as if he's cobbled together a process. It reminds me of that old joke in US politics that, you know, making laws and making sausages are rather similar process. The public will generally accept the final result, but you wouldn't want to see how it's done. I mean, it's just exactly how I've seen this process in the last 10 days of political activity.
OK, now, we've got to up the pace now because people are beginning to lose the will to live. What's happening is in the next couple of hours, you will find out. I mean, it could be right now. It could have just been passed in the last few seconds. But you expect to know in the next few hours if the Senate has voted in favour of the TPA, which will then give Obama the authority to negotiate. What happens then? Give me the time frame.
That seems the most likely time frame. Our experts in Washington on congressional procedure are still saying just be a little careful. There's still scope for some minor procedural wrangling that could hold that timetable up, but that's not likely. So that's the most probable thing. It then would pass the Senate. I think the 50 votes will be relatively straightforward to get on the basis of the head counting that's going on, and then it passes to the president for signature. There's a bit of a wrangle going on inside Democratic Party circles over an associated piece of legislation called trade adjustment assistance, but that's for the US to sort out. Yep. It's a political signal we're looking for from the world's #1 economy, and that will be the signal to bring this home.
OK, if we don't get the vote that you're after today, then probably it's all done, including the shouting, for at least the next 2 or 3 years. Yeah,
I've learned never to be absolute, but it's as close as damn it correct. I just cannot see, if the Senate flinches at this vital moment, how especially the Canadians and the Japanese are going to be prepared to enter into the final real deal of making. And I suspect it'll be kicked out beyond the Obama administration. But it's looking reasonably good. OK, if the vote goes your way now in the next few hours' time, when will it start to make a positive impact on New Zealand's economy? Oh, that's a different question altogether, because first of all, it then has to be negotiated.
Well, assuming it is and passed.
I reckon 2017 it'll start, and it'll take time because it'll be phased in. These things are so darn sensitive that many of the timetables with the biggest benefits to New Zealand will take 10 or more years to come into place. But, you know, the market will anticipate that.
And do you think it's reasonable? We're saying that probably it will make, by about 2025, it'll be making maybe an added $5 billion to New Zealand's annual accounts?
There are various figures being thrown around. They're only as good as the assumptions. All I know is this, Paul. I'm a skeptic on modelling. I have been for years, I think for good reason. For example, when the previous government negotiated the China deal, and I've always given them a strong support for that, they estimated, well, their econometricians estimated it would increase our exports by about 20%. Well, how accurate were they? They were miles out. They should have multiplied that figure by 10.
Yeah.
So I don't I mean, I know there's an insatiable demand for false precision, so we'll put those numbers out, and I'm in a minority on this, but I don't really have a great deal of time. I think it makes more common sense to ask the following question, Paul. Is it conceivable that we, 4.5 million people, can really advance our society by telling the planet, wait, we want to get off, we want to just trade with ourselves? I think the Prime Minister put it exactly right when he said,
Tim.
We're never going to get richer by trading with ourselves. Sorry.
No, absolutely. All right, very quickly, how will you celebrate if this goes your way? I mean, because this has been the backdrop to your life. Have you got a bottle chilling in the fridge or something?
No, I won't celebrate until the deal's done, and then it'll be like passing university exams. It'll always be a bit deflated at the end.
Brilliant. Well, that takes the edge off the interview, really.
Well, you know what life's like.
Have a good day, Tim, if it's possible. Take care, and we'll keep in touch. That's Tim Groser, Trade Minister. See, you don't want a Trade Minister who's crazy happy all the time or who's always thinking the glass is half full. You want a serious Trade Minister working for you. What was that word he said?
Econometrician. No, econometrician.
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't even think that's a word. Tim, I don't even think that's a word. Did you make that up? Econometrician? Is he still there? No, he's still he's still there. Econometrician, where did that even come from?
Oh, I don't want to start giving you an etymological lesson.
Oh, you see? That is the line of the morning. That could be the line of the week.